series. Today, we're going to be reading Ratatouille A Delicious Duo. Alfredo Linguini walked into his restaurant one morning to smell the smell of a delicious mushroom and cheese omelette. He entered the kitchen to find his friend Remy cooking a wonderful breakfast for two of them. What a great surprise! This looks really good, Linguini said. As they ate, Remy noticed his friend was quieter than usual. This surprise reminded me of today is Colette's birthday, Linguini said with a sigh, and I have no idea what to get her. Maybe some flowers or a hat? Or Remy thought they could make Colette a nice meal for her birthday, so he picked up his favorite cookbook. Hey, Linguini said, seeing the book. This gives me an idea. I can cook her something. I bet she'd love that, Remy sighed with relief, glad Linguini had figured out the same perfect plan. Linguini landed on the recipe, thought he could cook sligo, a seafood pasta. Remy nodded and began running around the kitchen, collecting the ingredients they needed. Whatever he didn't find Linguini wrote a list to take to the supermarket. Linguini also added a note to get flowers. Remy thought that idea was pretty good too. Once Linguini had the final list, he headed for the door. Thanks for your help, little chef. Remy jumped on his ladder, ready to join Linguini. I really appreciate all your help, Linguini said. But since the special gift is from me to Colette, I think I want to do this on my own. But when he got to the supermarket, he saw that there were 10 ingredients needed just for the pasta sauce. Linguini headed down to the closet aisle and pre-made jars of sauce. He knew Remy would never approve, but with so little time, he decided to grab the sauce and move on. Next on the list were some vegetables. The cookbook listed detailed steps for chopping and dicing and sprizzling, so he was happy to find a freezer full of pre-cooked vegetables. After the supermarket, Linguini headed for the fish market and the flower stand by the river. The list said to buy fresh fish like mussels, scallops, or shrimp, but Linguini spotted a sign for advertising live lobsters. That's fresh. As fresh as a fish can get, Linguini thought. He bought the largest lobster and fish at the fish market, quickly grabbed a bouquet of flowers and on his way. When Linguini returned from the restaurant, Remy was shocked to see that he'd hardly followed the list at all. But Remy knew that a good chef could make a great meal out of any ingredient. So he hopped up on the workshop top and began to revise the dinner plan. Wow, what are you doing? Linguini asked. I've got to sit here. Why don't you sit down and relax? A half hour into cooking, Linguini was surprised that everything was going smoothly until he turned around to see Remy testing the sauce. Little chef, Linguini exclaimed. I know you're trying to help, but I really want to do this by myself. You know, I just want to try. Remy understood. Linguini was trying to do something from his heart, and Remy wanted to let his friend just do that. When Remy was gone, Linguini tried his best to pay extra close attention to what he was doing, but things quickly fell apart. Just when Linguini thought things couldn't get worse, the sauce exploded all over the kitchen. Linguini sank to the floor and called for his friend. Little chef! Remy ran to the kitchen and sat down next to Linguini. I'm sorry, pal, Linguini said. I wanted this gift to be from me to her, but I think we'll create something even more special together. Would you like to help me? Would you help me finish cooking? Colette deserves a great meal on her birthday, and I know with your help we can make one. Remy got up and began running around the kitchen. Then he started flipping through the cookbook, searching for a different recipe. Eventually, Remy found something they could make together, using what Linguini had left from the store and Remy had in the restaurant. Remy hoped on Linguini's head and got to work. Just as they finished cooking, Colette arrived. Linguini led her to the table. Linguini by Linguini and Little Chef, he announced. This food smells amazing, she exclaimed, smiling. How did you know these were my favorite pasta? And flowers too. Linguini and Remy shared a knowing look. I had a bit of help, Linguini chuckled. Happy birthday, Colette. The end.